Yeah. S.N. Bose was so great that he found out the God particle, that there is something beyond our recognition of knowledge, and they were not able to say, or they were not able to call it God, but it's there. And we told that, and he wrote a paper, and the paper was not accepted in many places. But he sent that paper to Einstein, and Einstein told S.N. Bose, gentlemen, you've got to wait for 50 more years to understand what you are telling. But we can call that Boson theory. BOS, Bose, and Einstein used the letter N along with it, and he used Boson theory. Now, all these are, the greatness about our country, and all such greatness should be learned in a proper language. And English has been a wonderful language, no doubt about that. And English, as I said earlier, has been learned very well. But only one disturbance or lagging behind is learning of the pronunciation of the language. That is where India is lagging behind. For example, I would just I use these words only, one. I'm just giving an example. This word, the first one I said only. All of it, in all the colleges, with all English language teachers and subject teachers, it's only. But correct English is only. Likewise, one, the number one. The number one is, the spelling is O-N-E, but the pronunciation of that is one. The initial sound of that word one is W, one. This is what is accent training. Hello, you got to know the sounds of English language thoroughly, and then you will have to know the accent as well. And well, as I said, there is a great professor. Even now he is 98 or 96, I believe. Professor Chomsky. He is in America, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. He's a professor there, Professor Emeritus. Okay, he's a great genius. He wrote in one of his articles that the moment a child is born, a new language is born. That's what he says. See the words. The moment a child is born, a new language is born. Every child at its birth brings a new language he feels. That's true. That's true also. And afterwards, we start learning some languages, and we quarrel over. In India, in general, and in Tamil Nadu, in particular, this language is a very big issue for politicians. I don't think I am talking politics. I'm just talking about the truth. How English was relegated to the last position in schools and colleges. Just remember, I'm also a student. I'm even now a student, and you are either students now or you were students earlier. But you got to just question yourself, a kind of self-examination, kind of evaluation. Evaluate yourself, examine yourself. How much of English, how much of the importance did you give for English language in the colleges, in the schools? Maybe in schools, you gave some importance to English language, and at college level, I think that's a big question. Most of us don't care, because I'm a student of English language and literature. I give importance to that language and literature. But most of the other subject learners and teachers don't give importance to English language at all. My dear friends, please don't think that I'm complaining about teachers and knowledge, about students also. That is the fact. We did not learn English at all. We did not. Or even if we learned English, only as much enough as much as possible. I remember, I'm just telling an example, when I was working in a college, and when I had completed about 5 years of experience as a teacher, one day, a graduate, who was my student, came home one evening around 5:30 or 6:30, like that. He came and professor, he called me and he asked for help. What help do you want, my boy? Professor, I have an interview in 3 days. I have to go to Chennai, and they say they would ask questions in English. This took place some 30 years before. They said they would ask questions in English, and my English is not good. Can you make my English very good in a week's time, in 3 or 4 days' time, before my interview? He asked. He said, how is it possible? All the way in the college, he was a student of economics or history. I don't remember. And all the way, he was not giving importance to English language at all. And all of a sudden, when he got an interview, and he comes and tells, I want my English to be perfect. And the irony or the joke of it is, Professor, I don't want anything more. I want to speak English like you. That is enough for me. This is the attitude we people give in India to English. Of course, I have verified with, I have given, lectures around more than about 800 lectures throughout India. And I have seen that they don't give importance to English. And the students of colleges, here present in the audience, after your graduation with mechanical engineering or economics, or electronics, or electrical engineering, or civil engineering, you will be interviewed only in English, and you ought to be perfect. You ought to be, completely acceptable to the management. Only then the employer, only then they would appoint you. Then it's very difficult, and that is where comes our knowledge of English, which we have learned already. Number one. Number two, we will have to learn the language thoroughly. Number two, and only these two things would make your English perfect. I'm now giving the importance of accent training. Accent training cannot be given in 1 hour. It's a 30-hour module. 30-hour, 30-hour module. And that is where the possibility comes that the students will be trained from A to Z, and it will take 30 hours. I propose, my concern or my basic aim is to give to you the importance of accent training, and then think on necessity for that, and if possible, continuously do some course online with anybody. Number one. Number two, YouTube lectures are there. You can use that. And I would always insist on the point that you undergo a training for 30 hours, only then your accent will be perfected. And why I insist on that is because every language has got its own sounds. and forget our Indian language. And the English language has got 26 letters. But these 26 letters are expanded into sounds, and the sounds are 44 in number. 44. 44 sounds you must thoroughly know, only then your accent becomes perfect. Because it is a scientific foundation by the British people. Of course, the guru, who is no more, Daniel Jones, a century back, he started teaching this pronunciation and this sound system. And the sound system came into existence because of a variety of reasons. And the major reasons are that the English language is spoken in different ways in different places. Take for example, America, England. Within England, English is spoken in different ways within England. Okay, and in London City, you find a variety of English which is known as Cockney, Cockney, Cockney variety of English in London City. That is what is the language spoken by the cab drivers and all. Just like in Chennai, we have Madras Tamil. Madras Tamil is totally different from Madurai Tamil or Tanjavur Tamil or Nellai Tamil. Even the Tamil language has got its own varieties. Likewise, English also has got. And the best variety in England is known as RP variety. RP is received pronunciation. Received pronunciation. This received pronunciation has got 44 sounds. If you get training in the 44 sounds, you would be trained to talk what the people call the Queen's English or the King's English. What I mean to say is, your English will become perfect as far as the vocal structure is concerned. Written structure you will do perfectly when you are writing. That is your personal work. And the spoken variety has to be learned very, very clearly. I'll tell you a few words as example. English words, I'll give you one word. Yafa. Yafa. It's a common spelling. Yafa. This word is pronounced as offer. Offer. One of the students, we say. One of the students. It's not English. It's not English. One of the students. Instead of OF, you find OV there. OV. All. All of us. One of us. Some of us. None of us. One of the students. One of the students. I'm just giving this as an example of how a sound is important in any language. Of course, in Tamil also the same thing. It has its own structure that only when you learn the structure of Tamil language, the foreigners can learn this language. Of course, Tamil is our mother tongue that we speak perfectly well. Just like an Englishman speaks English perfectly, though he doesn't have basic knowledge of the structure of the English language. He doesn't know. But he speaks English because it is his native tongue. It is his own mother tongue he speaks. That is the case, And any language has to be learned just like you learn your mother tongue. Any language for that matter, that's a factor. Just like you learn your mother tongue, you learn any language, and all the languages are easy for you. But the problem with us is that, we have trained our students to pass the exams. So, for example, at school level, nowadays changing. change is there. So years back, even now in most of the colleges I see that they give a few essays in dictation, and they ask the students to memorize those essays, and they want them to write anything that they have learned from the memorized essays and pass the exams. And it's going on. It's going on still. It's going on still. I remember, I would just tell it as an example. In the college where I worked, it's an autonomous college. I mean, long back when autonomy was introduced for the first time, we became autonomous. And I introduced a paper, Introduction to English Phonetics. This is what accent training is. Introduction to English Phonetics. And I introduced that paper in the third semester of an undergraduate course. One particular student, for 2 years, for 1 year, he has passed all the papers in the 2 semesters. When the third semester came, and when he came to my class, in the internal assessment papers, he gave blank papers in the exams. When I called him and asked him, why, my boy, you are giving a blank paper? Barrister, your paper is very difficult. He said, I'm just telling what clearly took place some 30 years before. The paper is very difficult. And in your paper, I have to write something in the form of sounds, transcription, and then accents and all. And I have passed all the 2 semesters easily, but this is not possible. Why is it not possible? And that boy said, so far I have passed with only 5 sentences. Only 5 sentences. I would write the same 5 sentences in active voice and passive voice repeatedly for the 20 to 30 pages. And the teachers so far were ticking off and giving marks to me, and I was passing. And then I verified his previous papers, and what he said was absolutely true. It is all the attitude of the students is. And then I took for him special classes after 3:30 when the college was over, 3:30 to 4:30. I took for him a special class in the college, and along with him, some 2 or 3 people came. And of course, it was not tuition. It was not tuition. I don't believe in tuition at all. I did not take tuition. I did not get money from tuition. And my children, I got 2 children. One is a daughter. She is an ME, structural engineer. My son is an MBA from European University. None of them had tuition for any subject. They just developed themselves. But I don't believe in tuition. And I'm very sad after the +2 system came. After the +2 system came, the concept of tuition became prominent. And finally, the mothers primarily believe the tuition teacher will do everything for them. And that particular boy, I remember just now, Shiva Kumar, that the boy, he passed after the, 1 month preparation with me. Okay, this is what is accent training. You will have to undergo accent training properly. Otherwise, it's very difficult for you. Very difficult. Why I insist on this is that within India, you can speak English as you like. Of course, within India, the variety spoken is known as GIE, General Indian English. And in America, this is known as General American. And in Australia also, General Australia, GA. And in New Zealand, GN, General New Zealand. Okay? The varieties are there. But at the same time, The question in the mind of the people is, which is the best variety? Always, we go for and we look for the best. That is the attitude of the people. No, there is no mistake also. We can and we should go for the best. And the best variety of English language is OPI. OPI. Received pronunciation is the best variety of English. And likewise, I can give examples. And I give 2 more words of English, which are similarly pronounced by other people. One word is, if possible, if you have a notebook, you can just write down, and C-A-R-E-E-R, one word. C-A-R-R-I-E-R. The first word is career. Career is job, profession. What's your career? My career is teaching, I say. My career is that of an engineer, you say. Okay, career. And the second one is different career, cycle career. And I have seen many colleges, generally, and in the 2 engineering colleges where I worked, both made the same. The career of engineers is always very good. I have seen deans and professors using these words this way. The engineer's career is very good. What they mean is engineer's career, but they use the word career. This is what it is. That's why this active training should be given personally in a classroom. And as a teacher, I would always believe in writing everything on the board, making I'm not techno savvy. I don't know, I know a little bit. I can give a few lectures on Zoom or WhatsApp or IMO, whichever is possible. That much is possible. And otherwise, I'm not so technically knowledgeable. That's why, I'm not able to. I was telling Ms. Mamta that I don't have any slides. She was asking for slides. I don't have any slides at all. This is what is the sound system in English language. And accent is a phenomenon. We just speak as we like, but we cannot speak as we like. For example, I'll just give a few words as an example. Say, for example, we have the word, we normally use the word ability. Ability. When you undergo the training in accent, you will know that the word has to be pronounced as ability. Ability. Okay? Ability. Simplicity. Okay? But these are wonderful words. You have to just go training, or you just go into the YouTube structures. For example, a word abroad, across, become, because. These are all important. Like that is application, nation, population, organization, economics. What are you studying? And I just asked somebody, I am doing economics. It's not economics, it's economics. I give 2 words more. You ask somebody doing the course history, he will say history. So what are you studying? History. In the place H, you would use K, history. And some people who are doing chemistry, I have checked all this. I asked the girl, what are you studying, Ma? I asked her. And the girl said, I'm doing chemistry. Chemistry becomes chemistry. History becomes history. This is the danger of the language. And this becomes a problem for Western speakers and listeners. In the place of, when you say of, they would misunderstand. When you say history or chemistry, they would misunderstand. Okay? And I can just give a number of examples like this. For example, a word, house. When it is singular, house. When it is plural, it is houses. Houses. There are many houses in my speech. English. And I'll give one more example. A flower, women generally use and love to use R-O-S-E, rose. For us, it is rose, rose, but it is rose, rose, rose. So this is where comes the accent training. And in the training, you will be given an introduction to, and you will be using, English sounds are divided into vowels and consonants and diphthongs. These are the sounds which are together 44, and you will have to learn each one thoroughly, one by one. Of course, right now, one lady working in some IT company is undergoing the training in India. Some 2, 3 in Georgia, and 2 in Dubai. Like it is going on. And all the world are interested in it, accent training. And the fact is, you love to be, you love to devote your time just like you devote your time to your engineering subjects. That is the reality, my dear friends. Please do understand that. Just like you give importance to your engineering subjects, you will have to give importance to the accent training as well. When you just give when you get your training like this, you can converse with an American. I mean, as easily as possible. And I'm an example of that. When I talk to an American, I code switch to American accent. This is known as code switching, switching the code to an American accent. And when I talk to a British, I code switch to a British. And when I talk to an Australian, I code switch to Australia. This is what is the reality. Of course, I have worked with all these people when I was working in other countries, and I had Australian colleagues, American colleagues, and colleagues from Great Britain, and I could easily switch over. I could code switch and talk to all these people, and I was a success to a certain extent, And no language can be learned 100% perfectly unless you go and live in that country. If you go to England and live there for a year, 1 year is enough. And if you observe the people talking the language, your language will improve. So I think I will talk for 45 minutes. And next 25 minutes, at least 15 minutes, let's have some interaction. And thank you very much, Mr. Sampath and Ms. Mamta, for arranging this lecture schedule. And I could talk to the people, children, something that I felt. And I have given right away the importance for accent training. And if you just go for the training, either YouTube way or through any teacher, your English is bound to be perfect. So all the best. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Participant, is anyone have any question to ask? Okay, seems to be good. Sir, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Bala sir, for the wonderful
All
session.
right, all right. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing so much of knowledge. Yeah.
but see, knowledge is a different thing. So, but nobody is asking anything. That is very important in any schedule like this. Okay, but our students always want to be silent listeners. They, are you there?
Yes, Bala sir. Yes, yes. We are here. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If no one is asking anything, all the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Hope we will have more sessions. So it was so informative. Thank you so much.
Yeah. God bless you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Your session is very informative.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.